If you're a Laphroaig fan, I'll say this. Either one of these is going to be pleasing, and they're both very different and unique compared to Thank you guys for being here today. My name is Wade. In the Versus Challenge, we are going to pit the two Laphroaig travel retail exclusives up against one another to ultimately decide if you only have one that you can pick with your travel money, which one should you buy? I am most certainly a Laphroaig fan, and when I was able to get my hands on two different travel retail exclusives without having to travel, I jumped at the opportunity. We have the Laphroaig PX Cask, we have the Laphroaig Port Wood. You've probably noticed the difference in the bottle sizes here. Laphroaig Port Wood is a travel retail exclusive. It is only a 700ml bottle versus the Laphroaig PX Cask, which is a full 1 litre bottle. The Laphroaig PX Cask is triple matured. On the Laphroaig Port Wood, it is a double maturation. Both of them are no age statement. The Laphroaig PX Cask is 48% ABV, and the Laphroaig Port Wood is also 48% ABV. The whiskey is likely non-chill filtered. I thought this one would be fun and a good contrast because they're, I guess you could consider them variations of the same kind of thing. So we're going to begin with the nose on the PX. Gorgeous Laphroaig, that medicinal sherry note and the Laphroaig peat smell, all of those are just coming at you. It's a fantastic nose. I have done videos on both of these two whiskies, so if you want to check out the individual reviews, I'll put a link in this video for you guys to watch them as well. There's a nice lot of the peatiness coming through. I get those cola notes on the sweetness from the PX cask. I think it works really well. Laphroaig with the PX influence is great. Licorice notes. When we were kids, I think it's pronounced sarsaparilla. Sarsaparilla is a drink from it's basically like the flavor from a root of a plant. Similar kind of flavor profile to a licorice, and this smells just like it. The smoky note is there. Let's try the nose now on the Laphroaig Port Wood. These are surprisingly different on the nose. The Laphroaig scent is far more subdued on the Port Wood. It's there, but I'm just getting this smoother, chocolatey note that's just covering the top, almost like it's hiding the Laphroaig behind it a little bit. Bits of stewed fruit, rhubarb. This PX bottle was in the range of $200 Australian, and the Laphroaig Port Wood was in the range of $180 Australian. So they're virtually in the same range if you take into consideration the different size of these two bottles. They're pretty much on par with the cost, right? I don't know if you can pick that up. This is the PX cask now. And then we've got the Port Wood. So for me, virtually the same kind of color. Some nice legs on the glass on the PX cask as well. So let's try now on the palate for the Laphroaig PX. Mm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh, yes. Oh, man, that is a good whiskey. Classic Laphroaig peaty, that earthy peaty notes, right? You're getting the colas there, cinnamon notes, licorice notes. It's really nice now. When I first opened this bottle, it was almost too sweet. Now that I'm probably, there's maybe a 1/3 left in the bottle. It's giving a beautiful earthy peaty Laphroaig that I love. The medicinal notes on a Laphroaig that just I'm a huge fan of. Almost feel like they're 10x'd with the PX sweet sherry behind them. Most people are going to think I'm sick for this. If you're a fan of Laphroaig, you'll understand. If you don't like Laphroaig, and it's probably one of the reasons why you don't, that medicinal note where people talk of like hospital and band-aids, this tastes like a smoky, alcoholic cough syrup, and I love it. It works. There's so much going on, and it just, I dig it. Fantastic. Big fan of the PX. Let's try now on the palate Laphroaig Port Wood and see how it stacks up. Cheers. Mm. 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 This is good too. This is different. This is more subdued. It comes on much more slowly. It's not as attacking as the Laphroaig PX. There's this beautiful chocolatey note, and as I'm swirling the whiskey around my palate, the mouthfeel develops much nicer and more richly on the port wood than it does on the PX. Just when you think that it's going to be far more subdued and you're left with those sort of subtle notes of the chocolate and the stewed fruits, the Laphroaig comes back in and reminds you of the peat monster that it actually is. The finish is far longer on the port wood for me. The PX is almost like you imagine it comes on stronger, it's satisfying and intense and more pleasing more quickly, but it also fades away sooner than the port wood does. Different types of whiskeys for different ways of drinking, if that makes sense, right? They're both equally good for different reasons, and that's what's cool about this. They're both finished in fortified wine casks. There's a lot of similarity, but when you get down to the nosing and the tasting, there is a great distance between the two, and it's actually interesting and surprising to see how different these two actually are. There's a nice earthiness that I get from Laphroaig, and it's especially present on this port wood and its dried mushrooms. It's beautiful. Okay, now we're going to go back for a final nosing and the second sip on each of these, ultimately decide which one is going to be the winner of today's verses. So let's go back to the Laphroaig PX cask. It's far more of an aggressive nose on the PX cask, and that's not a bad thing. I like the intensity of it. It's lovely. If you're a fan of peaty whiskey and sherry, you will not be disappointed with the PX. Okay, let's try now on the finish. More subdued. It's a little bit thin for my liking, but there's a nice linger. There's a warmth, a good heat that stays on my tongue. Let's go back in now on the Laphroaig Port Wood. I really dig those chocolatey notes. It's more of a sweeter, a little bit of a creaminess, like a milk chocolate on this one. Okay, let's go on the palate. It's definitely more of a subtle and elegant Laphroaig. I think I've got my decision, guys. If you're a Laphroaig fan, I'll say this: either one of these is going to be pleasing, and they're both very different and unique compared to core line Laphroaig expressions. I enjoy the Port Wood as something I could sit and take some time with. Very much what drives me in my whiskey journey is the pursuit of flavors and intensity and contrast. Based on that, I have to go with the Laphroaig PX as the winner of today's verses. If you can find either of these while we've been able to grab those travel retail exclusives when we're not traveling, grab yourself one of these. They're both absolutely lovely. If I only had a budget for one, I can confidently and comfortably tell you that I would pick up the Laphroaig PX, and that also reigns true if they were both 700ml bottles. I would still take the PX over the Port Wood. I hope that this one was fun for you guys. Please leave a like on the video. Make sure that you subscribe to McIntyre's Malts. I will catch you guys on the next one. Make sure that you enjoy your whiskey responsibly. Slàinte mhath.